All right. Hi guys. Hi everybody. Tall Chris here, and this is just kind of a special little, very short podcast. I just wanted to let everybody know that we finished Ghouls episode 1, and it's completely ready and up on Patreon. So what is it? $10?
It's $10 or more.
Anyone who is a Patreon for $10 or more gets to watch the video extra early because the first episode is going to be released on the 11th.
Yes.
And it's already up on Patreon right now, and it's the 6th. So it's pretty much 5 days early. You can expect it around noon on this channel here where you're watching this live stream or video.
About 12:40 on the 11th.
About 12:40? Okay, so about 12:40 on the 11th. And I'm honestly really excited to see what you guys think. I wanted to post it straight to YouTube, but that was very unadvised because it makes, we've already set it up and Fox has already put in, Fox is already a Patreon and she already gets to see it early, so it wouldn't be right for me to post the very first episode directly to YouTube because we've already set that up. But if you guys want to check it out, like I said, $10 or more, and you get early access to the video. And
if you want to see Patreon, just go to patreon.com//tallchris.
And if you are a $25 subscriber or more, there will be a bloopers episode for episode 1.
Yes. That'll be going throughout the process before it launches.
It gets kind of ridiculous. I'm not gonna lie. It gets pretty stupid. Unfortunately, for everyone on YouTube, the bloopers won't be posted on YouTube. It's exclusively a Patreon thing. It's just kind of yeah, you all right? It's just kind of you're supporting us, so you get to see us being dumbasses, kind of thing. And
these will not be shown to the public. This will be Patreon subscribers only.
It gets really stupid. It gets really stupid.
We do have benefits. You do get, even if you don't subscribe, you do get the series. You do get to watch it at the time that it's initially supposed to be released. But Patreon just allows you to see it early. That's all it is. It allows you to see funny scenes. That's all it is. There are, it's good to have because then you get to see all the stuff that went on offset. Off the camera, and it was just...
And you get to join us in our Ghouls Discord server and be part of a live podcast like this one,
yes.
But exclusively for Patreons. So, by the way, if you are a Patreon, I know we only have one right now, but if you are a Patreon, you cannot share the Discord link with anyone who's not a Patreon.
Yeah, none. It will automatically disqualify your subscription and it will be canceled.
It'll unfortunately be an immediate ban for you from the Discord server. Because it's there for you guys so that you guys can communicate with us because you're helping us build this project. So it makes sense for us to have you there and be talking to you and get your feedback immediately, early. And that's a big part of why you guys get to see it early. You're helping us create it, so you should be able to have a say in it and get to see it before anyone else sees it. And
we personally hate for somebody to break the rules and actually lose those privileges.
I honestly don't want to ban anybody. I want it to be a fun thing where we can all just kind of get together and we can talk and hang out and we can talk ghouls, and maybe on occasion there might be a little bit of a something might happen kind of thing, but there will be no spoilers.
And there will be certain questions during our podcast that we're not going to answer to the public.
Yeah, there are certain things I cannot answer, and there are very many reasons for that. But
and if you're a Patreon and you're in our Discord server, we have a special podcast with, like, let's say 5 questions that any 5 questions from the public will answer. You know what I mean? Still cannot be spread out.
I would agree with that, but at the same time, I would say that we still can't give you guys spoilers.
Yeah, not right now.
Right now, the project is in a state where we've only put the first episode up, and in all honesty, I think it came out really well, but I don't want to I don't want to start giving you guys information on what's coming out.
I think it's
Hey.
funny because you're on it.
Yeah,
It
it
pops
is
up.
funny. I'm really excited to see what you guys think, though. But the first episode is out. Patreon, $10 is all it takes to see it early. Or you're going to be waiting until the 11th. I do apologize about that. But it's that's the date it's set to release. It's already on YouTube
Yeah, it
as
was it.
a private video and will not be viewable to the public until the 11th.
It's not exactly his fault because it was an open cast decision on the subject, and it was gone over for quite a good minute.
Yeah,
and
and
it was ultimately decided to post it on Patreon first for subscribers.
in all honesty, we were throwing ideas back and forth about how we wanted to go about this and how we wanted to start this project. And in all honesty, I will say this, I am so excited for the first episode. Like, it's already up there and it's so cool. I love it.
We're just excited to have it fully going out there to the public.
Oh, I know. It's great because, like, this is about 5 times longer than any other video we've shown for ghouls.
Was it 4 minutes, 40 seconds or something like that?
I think it's almost 5 minutes long.
Yeah.
Which isn't too long for an episode, but considering it's a web series and we're literally just starting out and I'm working with a limited cast at the moment.
And no budget.
And no budget, yeah, I mean, no budget yet.
Like Dead Rogue almost.
Yeah,
Like,
so I actually had to give, I gave the person who came over today to film with us, I paid for their gas so that they could get over here. That's how serious I am about this project. I literally pulled money out of my pocket and handed it to them for gas money so they could show up and we could get this done tonight because I made a promise that it would be coming out soon and I am absolutely dedicated to start having the content show up. I will say this, it might be 1 episode a week. It might be 1 episode every 2 weeks, and a trailer in between that. You'll just have to find out. I'm really, like I said, I'm really excited to see your guys' feedback on it. I really enjoyed shooting this episode. It was a lot of fun. There were a lot of retakes.
It was a lot of fun.
There was so much stupidity. So much stupidity.
My acting skills weren't the best, so we had to retake and retake and retake.
Actually, kind of thinking about it, a lot of the stupidity was you.
I am the life of the party.
Yeah, you are. You brought that trailer to life. You brought the you're bringing the series to life.
There was a lot of moments that I was just like, what did I do again? I'm confused on what's happening.
What?
They're like, hey, do this, and I'm like, and then it starts, and I'm like, hold on a minute, what again?
Wait a minute, the gears are turning. They're turning. Damn you, mouse! Why'd you stop running? But honestly, it was. I really like the final product. I'm a little sad that it's not as long as I wanted it to be. I was looking for about 10 minutes, but given the fact that we had no budget, we were shooting on a limited time frame. I have to be to work at 6 in the morning. It's currently 2:07 right now, and I'm up doing a podcast to let you guys know that it's there. And
But we worked hard. We
did.
dug our teeth
We
into
did.
it. We made sacrifices, sleep, time, money, everything in order to bring this into fruition just for the community
There was
because
so
you guys
many
have waited
retakes.
long enough.
And so many bloopers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't even complain about the bloopers.
And
though,
you
because
guys-
The bloopers were so funny.
It
There
made
was
me laugh so hard. I still have a headache.
there was literally a moment. I will say one thing about the bloopers. I won't tell them what happened, but there's literally a moment where we're shooting a scene, and out of nowhere I start laughing, and then everybody else starts laughing, and I'm like, oh god. damn it. Like the whole scene is ruined. We gotta reshoot it.
And you guys have been so patient. So, I mean, this is really a gift to you guys, honestly. Whether you subscribe or not, it comes out anyways. And it's honestly a gift to you guys for waiting so long and so patiently. Even though you haven't really been patient, you know, in some of the streams.
I mean,
But
when I start streaming a video game and everybody's like, goals, 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 like I said, it makes me feel really good.
yeah, it's a good thing.
And
It
at the
means
same
people
time,
love
like it made me feel a little bit bad because I was like, I can't do anything about it. But I made sure that
We pushed
yeah.
hard in order to get something out.
We all came together, and it wasn't the original cast that I wanted. But I was able to make it happen. It wasn't my original plan, is a better way to say it. I had to kind of rearrange things. Oh, I'm off camera now. I had to kind of rearrange things so that we could make it work and get a full-length episode out for you guys to start before... What's the right word? Before I can jump into the major story arc. So you guys are gonna get a nice taste of it. And you're going to kind of see some of the special effects that we're using, and they're not super amazing at the moment, but they will be getting better as we start to get a budget. You guys might not be super happy with the quality as far as like the video recording goes, but I think it came out really nice.
Yeah.
Like,
and honestly, there is something I'm thinking of doing that Chris doesn't know about. Actually, he probably will after this because just now. But it's something special I've been thinking about doing for after the first season. It'd be a little special thing I'll talk to you about it afterwards.
oh, you'll talk to me about it afterwards?
I've been thinking about it for a couple days.
I'm kind of intrigued now.
They don't get to know about it until the end of the season, but it's a special thing. It is gonna undecide whether or not it's gonna be a Patreon thing or not.
Okay.
But I think even if you got the $1 Patreon, I think it's gonna be a Patreon only. But even if you got the $1 one, it goes to everyone who's a Patreon. It's not limited. It's not limited access. If you spend $50, you spend $1. It's, everyone that's a Patreon, no matter what, gets it.
And it's there for everyone who's
yeah.
supporting us at all.
Exactly.
I like that idea.
So if you supported us, it's a special thing for you. And it's something I've been thinking on for a couple of days, and I think it's going to I think Chris is going to like it, I think you're going to like it, and I think the first season's going to like it, because it's going to have some stuff that necessarily you aren't supposed to know.
See, me personally, I'm really excited for us to finish season 1.
Yeah.
And the reason for that is because I have such a big ending planned for season 1, and even you don't know what it is yet, which makes it great because the actors in the script know what's going to happen the day of shooting. I'll give them a little bit of information beforehand. Look, I'm going to need you to do something like this. You're going to be doing something like this. But I don't let them know exactly what's going to happen in the story until it's the day of. Okay, so here's exactly what we're doing. I'm going to break it down step by step. Okay. But,
we shoot it 15,000 times and then go to the next one.
Yep. What did we start shooting at like 9?
Yeah.
We started shooting at like 9. We had a meeting before that just to kind of go over everything that we were going to be filming today and like fill in the blanks that we were missing. We started shooting at 9. We finished shooting at about 1 in the morning. And it might have been a little earlier than that. It might have been like 12:30 because I think I started video editing around 12:30. I put the episode together, and then Fuzzy, my awesome, super cool editor, put in our credits and our music. So, yeah. And there is credits and music in this. It is a legitimate TV show. I still got fake blood on my hand. I killed somebody. Or did I? Wait a minute. Where's Jeff? Okay. I'm really excited. I am. I'm super excited to see what you guys think of it. If you guys want to subscribe to our Patreon, the link is in the description below. If not, that's perfectly fine. The first episode, again, will be airing on the 11th on YouTube at around 12:45 p.m. So, as soon as the afternoon starts, like an hour into the afternoon,
Specify the time
it'll be
zone.
up there. What time zone are we in?
12:40 EST.
Here.
I'm just waiting for him to figure it out.
12:40 Eastern Standard Time will be the time. So we're in Florida.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna tell you where in Florida.
The
but
Floridians.
We're in Florida, and it'll be 12:40 Florida time, which is Eastern Standard Time. So that it's very easy to Google that, and transfer that Eastern into other time zones. So.
Honestly, though, I'm super excited. I can't wait to see what you guys think. We put a lot of work into it. It's not quite as amazing as I wanted it to be, but that's because me personally, I want it to be like
Perfection.
Hollywood level, and we're at, hey, we have no fucking money, but we're gonna make it happen level, and we made it happen. We did
with our basement camera.
Yeah. Those
Well,
damn
listen,
cell
you don't
phones,
need good
man.
quality to make a good video, though. I
You
still
don't.
remember that mannequin video from a long
Yeah.
time ago. I love that video.
That is honestly one of my favorite, like, short
Yeah.
psychological films. Is the Mannequin, the Mannequin Town or Town of Mannequins. I don't know if you've ever seen it. It's really good. You have to check it out. And if you haven't seen it, you need to check it out because it's really fucking good.
The quality of the video is not that good, but it is an amazing video still.
The concept is really good. I made sure that in this first episode, I gave you a taste of what to expect. But
It's
everything...
called Still Life.
Still life. But everything in it is still a mystery. You will not be figuring anything out until about episode 3, roughly. That's when the whole plot will start to come together, and you'll be like, oh! So, I'm really excited for that moment, too. Once we can hit that moment, and, like, my social media is blowing up. You motherfucker, I can't believe you did this, what the fuck? Yeah, I did that, sorry. Is there anything else you want to add? I mean, I've had my fun.
I'm honestly quite excited for this. Personally, there was zero plan for me to be a part of the series. Not exactly, but not necessarily. It's it kind of just rolled into it. But personally, I'm not a big camera person, so it was like it was a slow transition into it. But I gave in and we tried it out, so it took a lot of takes for me to actually get something somewhat correct.
I'm going to cut in here for a second. I'm going to say he's still in the process of transitioning into it. And
Yeah.
I guarantee you'll see that. But the effort is there. And in all honesty, I'm happy with the final product. What I want to do is, when we start getting funding and we start to really make money, I want to reshoot the entire series
An HD version.
in an HD version.
Okay.
And I want to do it as an uncut, like, gory version.
With a more in-depth area.
Yeah, with a lot more intensity to it than what we already have.
Not with our area, with somewhere we can rent, possibly.
Yeah, like, when we get our own, like, when we have a real budget, there are a lot of things I want to do with this series when we get a real budget.
$200 and automatically.
It's not even just that. Like, season 2, transitioning into season 2, it's going to be something that's going to cost a bit of money. So hopefully season 1 kicks off to the point where we can, because as the script continues and starts to get bigger and bigger and the plot starts to escalate and you start to really, like, get a scale of things, you're just it gets a little expensive, but at the same time it gets a little crazy.
And not saying there is, not saying there isn't. I'm just gonna say 2 words. Goals book/journal. Possibly, who knows? Want to know opinions. Not saying there is or if there's going to be.
Me, personally, I'm still excited about Ghouls t-shirts.
Yes, Goals t-shirts. That's also a big thing we're looking into.
And yeah, we actually did look into that, and it is going to be a little bit expensive to do, but if we can start making a budget, once we can get a camera and we can start kind of working with a higher quality like we're looking for, like I said, I want to do an HD series. I want to do like an uncut, like a director's cut version, where we reshoot everything. Literally the entire series shot over and doing season 2.
And honestly, if you want journals or an actual series of books for it, or if you want the t-shirts, spam us.
Yeah.
Spam us with what you want.
Let us know what kind of merchandise you want. And I might even, once season 1 is finished, I may even try to get like kind of like a comic book for Ghouls going, where it'll be just the story in comic book format.
Yeah, it'd be great.
That would be really cool. I mean, if I could afford to hire an artist to start drawing, that would be amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then we could just make like 1 million copies and then sell them for like $5 a pop, you know?
Yeah.
And it'll literally be like, maybe not the entirety of season 1, maybe we'll release them in like actual comic book format, or
That'd be an extra
maybe,
feature probably with the $50
yeah.
one. You get the book for with this T-shirt mailed to you for $50.
Yeah.
And you get your Patreon status and everything.
That's not a bad idea. And it wouldn't, I mean, thinking about it, if we had enough people supporting us on Patreon, we could afford to give free things out. We could afford to, you know, supply our fans with merchandise that costs nothing.
Yeah.
And that's one thing I want to start doing is once we can hit that monthly subscription of like a couple $100 or a couple $1,000, I want to start offering one free piece of merchandise from the store.
We start hitting a couple $1,000. Every subscriber, no matter what the thing is gonna get something.
Exactly. And like we can do like different levels. Like sometimes you'll get like signed photos or like behind the scenes pictures with.
Yeah.
I don't know yet. I'm gonna have to really think about it. But like we could do journals. Like everybody could get a Ghouls journal. So like if you're a $1 subscriber, everyone who's in the $1 subscriber will get a Ghouls journal. But then everyone who's in the next tier up, the $5 will get the Ghouls journal and whatever the $5 tier is. And then it'll just keep moving up that way. So if you're the $50 subscriber, you're literally getting everything that every other Patreon is getting and more.
T-shirt, comic book, journal, whatever there is, you get the whole setup.
I would honestly love to flood the market with Ghouls merchandise.
And if there is going to be an actual book series, though, I don't think that's going to be on Patreon. I think it's going to be a separate item, honestly.
In all honesty, if I'm going to do like a light novel format of it, I'll probably put it in like the store and it'll sell for like $10. But it'll be the entirety of the first series in a book.
And even in more depth.
And it'll have more depth to it.
Context.
The beginning won't just be what the beginning was here. It'll actually go into how everything started before it escalated to this point. And I plan on touching on that later on in the show, but I don't want to...
And it's not gonna. Don't worry. It's not gonna be like 10 books with each chapter bled out for $10 a piece. It's gonna be one book for
It'll be one big book. It'll be a couple hundred pages long, and it'll just be in depth for the entire first season.
Yeah, it's not. So we're not gonna be like greedy with it and all that type of stuff. We're not gonna bleed it out until it's. You know what I mean? It's We're trying to make things affordable, to where you can get things you want, and we're able to get more equipment for processing better video quality and more scenes and stuff.
See, here's one thing I'm really excited for, is if I can get to a point where we're making enough money on Patreon and through the series, and I can start to dedicate more time to it, I can probably do 2 videos a week. And it's not all going to be Ghouls. 1 video a week will be like a single shot horror film. And it'll be something that's completely different, that's completely original, that's completely off topic of the web series. And it'll be a longer video too. It'll be like maybe a 10 or 20 minute video, or maybe even longer, depending on how long the script is that I write for it. It'll be a one shot. And go ahead.
Sorry. And it's just like, we got 1 subscriber already, 1 Patreon subscriber, which is great. She's a dedicated fan, and I love it. I don't know if it's a she, he, she, whatever you are. Thank you. Because you're the beginning.
We love you, Fox.
Absolutely. But the thing is 5 or 6 more of those, new camera. That's better footage, more quality, larger files we can do at one time without having to stop, record, stop, record, stop, record, stop, record. We can just record, never stopping, and then just cut what we want, how we want it, whenever we want. And that's going to be a lot quicker. We're able to process videos a lot faster. And that'll be much better. And that's literally 5 people who subscribe to the $50 one time, and that's a new camera. Like, that's how small of a number we need just to start it off.
But see, the really beautiful thing about the Patreon system is they won't just be receiving Ghouls stuff.
Yeah.
Like, as we start doing these one-shots, and as I can afford to start spending more time doing it, because that's what it all comes down to, is having the money to spend the time to do it. Because, you know, we have to keep a roof over our heads, because if we don't have a place to live, we can't film.
Yeah.
You know, if I don't have a house or electricity, I can't get on YouTube or Patreon and post this stuff for you guys. But
I thought I said 5. I was about to say, geez, do you people not sleep? It's like nearly 2:30 in the morning. I was about to say.
Well, see, that's part of the reason that I was willing to do the podcast now, is because I knew it wouldn't blow up and we wouldn't be answering a million questions, and we could kind of just get what we needed to say out. Not that I don't want to talk to you guys, because believe me, I do, and I plan on doing another live stream tomorrow. I can't guarantee it'll be a podcast. It might be us playing World of Warcraft again.
There is going to be a private podcast for Fox herself. Because she is a subscriber, she is get a personal podcast chat with us, with just her, him, and me. So that's another perk of the $50 one. That's a private perk of the $50. Only $50 ones get private podcasts with the creators.
Now, see, I actually have a question about that one. So when we do these private podcasts, are we doing it exclusively with each Patreon, or are we bringing all the $50 Patreons in one podcast?
If it's just like 5 or 6 Patreons, we'll do them separately throughout the month. If it's more like 20, 30 of them, we'll probably do a few at a time together in one room. And it is voice chat or text chat, depending on what you like. If there's text chat people, we'll group text chat people together in one room, a few at a time. And if it's voice chat people, we probably group a few of those in one room at a time.
Yes.
Like maybe 3 or 2 or 3 at a time.
Yeah, that's the reason I was asking, because if we have a bunch of people using voice chat in one podcast, it's going to be everybody rolling over everybody to say something, you know?
Yeah.
And it's going to get a little crazy.
But if we're like 5 to 10 people,
yeah,
maybe 15, we'll do them one at a time throughout the month.
In all honesty, I'm willing to do 28 people once a day. 28 podcasts. If we have 50 different $50 or 28 different $50 subscribers.
What do you think? 30 minutes for each day, for each person?
30 to an hour. I mean, I don't mind. It's one person a day.
Yeah.
We'll just set them up. We'll try to set a schedule, figure out what day is best for each Patreon, and do it that way.
Yeah, we're good.
And I mean, there's 28 days in some months. There's 31 days in others. It really all depends on how many we have. If we end up getting 31, we can do 2 a day.
And then just for the $50 subscription, don't think that if you get the $25 one, that's what you're gonna get. $25 one does get a lot of the stuff, but you do not get the private podcast. That is for $50. That is a private feature just for them.
In all honesty, me personally, I would be more excited about the $25 one, just because of the bloopers. And I mean, I cannot stress enough how much I love those bloopers.
This is straight ridiculous.
Because there were so many moments where I was going through the footage and they were legitimate cuts of the episode, and like there was something that was going on, and everybody started laughing.
There was one part that didn't catch at the very end, so I didn't catch his reaction, but it was just like a whole explosion of, what are you doing? Like, is it really? We're trying to do this?
Yeah, there were a few of those moments. I think one of my favorite ones, though, was the dance number.
Yeah,
the dance number was amazing.
So I say too much, but
Oh, that's why I said the dance number. I'm not going to jump into what it was or what happened, but the dance number was great.
Oh, that was wild. I didn't expect it to go the way it did. I expected it just to be the first part, and then it just ended, but it just continued, and I was like, oh my god, this is happening.
And then there was one part where we had the random ghost showing up in the footage. That was also funny. I love that. I'm not going to say anything. You guys will well not know. And I might even do like a try not to laugh video just for the Patreons. And like set it up in escalation, like moderately funny to like kind of, sort of pretty funny to like fucking laugh yourself to death funny, because there were a couple of moments there that were really bad. Even in the final video, there were still a couple of moments that were kind of funny. Like there were a few moments that even as I was watching it after we put it all together, I was like it was nice. It's nice to have like that like horror feel and like the vibe that we were going for, but also to have the humorous vibe and be able to laugh about it. Like, it really made me happy.
To be fair, guys, this was supposed to be like 10 minutes long, and it's going on 30.
Yeah.
So honestly, you're very special. You should be happy.
You know why it's going on so long though? Is because we literally just spent hours working on this project to finish it and get it up there. And me personally, I'm extremely passionate about it. Like, I am so happy that I'm doing it, and it makes me feel really good to know that I was able to get it up there, and I was able to at least bring out the first episode. And like I said, I'm not super happy with the length because it is a little bit shorter than I wanted. But at the same time, I'm happy with the fact that it's there.
It has context.
It's
built.
yeah.
It's something.
And it's a cohesive start to the story, and it's kind of the introduction to this universe, and that's what makes me happy.
Not to mention, we got sequels, we got prequels, we got past references, we got future parts. It could go anywhere, and honestly, we're going towards the future. Like you said, it's going to progress further.
Yeah.
But there's parts before that that's probably not going to be shown until probably season 2 or 3, right?
Well, what I will say without revealing too much is there are certain events that are going to happen, and you will not get a conclusion to those events until a little bit later.
Okay.
So there's going to be a couple moments where you're looking at it and you're like, what happened? No, wait, what happened? And then you're going to wait the rest of that episode to get it cut back, and it's never going to happen.
I'm pretty sure there's going to be some, right? Let's just for reference, let's just say there's episode 1, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then let's say there's episode 2, episode 3. What happens to episode 1? And then let's say episode 2 doesn't show any of that, and episode 3 shows after.
Exactly. There are certain things.
Some twists and
what I will say is there are. I'm not going to say it happens with episode 1, but what I will say is there are things that will happen that you will, like I said, you will not know the conclusion of.
Yeah.
And there are also going to be moments where maybe 5 episodes in, something will be explained, but not entirely.
Yeah. Don't worry, it's not going to be like split up to where it's randomly episodes that don't match with each other. They are going to be sequenced.
Yeah, it's going to be sequenced in a way that it's going to make sense, and it's going to be kind of like you're learning about things as your view of the universe is expanding.
Yeah. We're not randomly throwing things together and throwing them out there. We're thinking about it. It's like, no, we need to cut that because that don't make sense, and we need to add this and do this part instead because then this makes more sense to that, and later on we'll need it for this.
And I will say something else too. There are going to be hints in the first episode as to some things that you'll get a little bit later.
There are Easter eggs.
Easter eggs is a good Easter eggs. There are quite a few Easter eggs. There's a couple different games that once the first episode launches, there's a couple different games that I want to post. Like I want to do one comment where it's like, find how many this was in this video and see how many times you can find this in this video. Because there's a few moments where it's just kind of like
derp. Capital derp.
But it makes me happy. Like it's fun that like we can kind of have inside jokes with it as the story is progressing, and as the episodes are coming out, that there can be little mini games in it is a good way to put it. Like mini games in a TV show. Like that's kind of awesome. I like that.
I'm sure we're gonna wait a little bit and see people notice at first, and then be like later on be like, nope, it was actually this, not that. Got you.
And like I said, there are specific things that you really want to pay attention to in the first episode, so that as you continue to watch it, you'll be able to figure out certain things. That's the best way I can describe it without revealing anything.
Question: do you already have any journalism or story structure already written out, or is it you do?
I do.
Another question is how do you know how many seasons you're gonna go for? Like, do you have a number that you're gonna try to reach in an end, or?
Right now, I'm looking to end it on season 3.
Okay.
Season 1 is really like the overall structure of the universe, and you're really gonna get to know these characters. Some of them. You're really gonna get to know some of these characters. Some of them will be dead long before you get to know them.
Unfortunately.
But, that's the nature of the business. But
kill off your favorite people.
there will be a couple characters that you're gonna meet and you're gonna grow with, and they're gonna be around for a while, and then they're gonna die, and it's gonna suck.
Yeah.
And I will say this too, is it's not just going to be the humans that die in this series. And as the series progresses, you'll start to really get to know everyone, not just the protagonists, but the antagonists. And you might even start to think that maybe the antagonists should really be the protagonists.
Yeah, that is.
It's
pretty crazy. There is some twists that we've talked about that I'm not gonna disclose, but it's gonna get pretty wild. It's gonna get intense. Like if when this video releases, the first episode, when it releases, if you think that's in any way intense, you have not seen or even thought of the possibility of what's gonna come.
In all honesty, I'm really excited for episode 4.
Yeah.
Because I already, like I said, I already have everything storyboarded. I know exactly what we're going to do. I've had to change a couple of things. Sometimes I have to improvise just a little bit, depending on who I have on hand and my time frame. That's a good way to put it. Depending on my time frame. So, like I said, for this first episode, it's not the first episode that I originally envisioned, but it's the first episode that I am happy with.
You know, honestly, I really want us to get a good camera just for the fact that we can put it up on a tripod. Like, when we got done with this and started splitting up all the scenes and stuff and getting everything mashed together, I wish the camera was there viewing all of us, stumbling between everything, like, no, this, here, that, there, all 5 of us is going bouncing all over the place, like, no, here, there, no, no, here, there. You know, all of us going between each other, thinking of our own ideas and matching it together. It's like a jumbled mess until it's all like somehow puzzled together miraculously between the 5 of us.
I will say I was kind of astonished by how many times the camera was passed around tonight. Yeah. That was pretty intense.
Like, there was like, at one point somebody wasn't good at using it and we passed it to someone else, let them try it and it was better, and then at some point they would be bad at using it and we passed it to another person, they'd be better for that scene.
Like, the biggest thing about it was everybody who was part of the first episode was also the cameraman.
Yeah, it was
because
everywhere.
There were points where we had 3 people on screen out of 4, and it was pretty difficult to do. You know, like when you're using a cell phone to record with, and then you're using a cell phone for outside lighting, like it gets a little bit hard to.
My phone put in work. Okay.
Your phone did. Your phone is definitely very bright. I'll give it that.
It tried, the poor little guy. Don't blame him. $200 phone.
Yeah. That's a nice phone.
Donate if you want to buy us new $700 phones.
No.
JK though, but. For real, we need the better camera.
I honestly, I would really like a camera. If I could get a camera that can shoot in 4K, that would be amazing.
Yeah.
If I can get a camera that can shoot in 1080p at a good quality
lighting
and
control.
a high, yeah, and maybe some lighting control, that would also be great. If I can get a camera with night vision, that would be amazing.
Yeah. Just right now, our biggest, what's the word? Our biggest crutch is the camera. I
would argue that point, and I would say our biggest crutch is our budget.
Yes.
It's literally everything.
It's everything, but the camera would make it 1,000 times easier.
The camera would make it look 1,000 times better.
Yes. And with the longer view time that we could do without stopping the capturing and actually process it then.
And like I said, I'd love to reshoot episode 1 in like high quality HD. And do like a director's cut style thing where we add a little bit more to it that nobody else gets to see. It's just there.
Because could you imagine just recording for 2 hours, not stopping it, just recording it for 2 hours, throwing it up and just editing it from there. Not having to stop, just record.
Yeah, we'd literally be like just cutting out pieces where it's like, you take the camera, no, you take the camera, no, you take the camera. And all the bloopers would be there. We'd just fucking cut them all out and put them off to the side and turn that into his own film. But,
or you'd be recording it and then be like, alright, go! And it'd be like, you know, Charleston waltz down the hallway, you know? Like, damn it!
At some point...
We need to end this soon, though, because it's just been going on for too long.
At some point, one of my goals is to have enough money to get a building.
Yes.
Like, I want to be able to, even if it's just like a studio, like not a huge studio, but
tight enough to put objects in and make areas.
Let me put it this way: like if I could get a building this size but all one floor and open, there are so many things I could do with it.
You can make your own area.
I could make my own sets.
Nature, all that.
And
trees.
I could have everything at a much better quality than I can right now.
Yeah.
And like writing is something that I really want to do. Like this is something I'm extremely passionate about. And like I said, I have a million different story ideas, and this is just the jumping off. This is just the start, the catalyst for some of the ideas I have. I have a full-length 2-hour movie in my head ready to go. I just don't have the things I need to shoot it. I would need about 10 actors. I would need money to buy some props and to be able to create a costume for a couple different monsters.
Proper costumes.
Yeah, like good costumes. Like I'm talking like a couple $100 per costume.
Yeah.
And I would need money for a building, because even if it was just a rental, I would need a certain type of building, because there's a certain thing that I'm looking for this movie. And it would be about a 2-hour long movie. It would be a full length movie. And I can tell you we'd be shooting it for months, if not about a year. But we'd be able to throw up a couple different trailers, and we'd be able to kind of like give them like a taste of what it's going to be before we get the finished product. And it's a very original concept that nobody's ever done before. I can safely say that.
Yeah. But probably gonna call it here, guys. We're going on more than 40
yeah,
minutes.
we're at 41 minutes. I have to work in
3 hours.
Oh yeah, about 3.5 hours. Yeah, no, 3 hours. Yeah, 3 hours and 20 minutes. I have to get up to go to work. Yeah, by the time I fall asleep, it's gonna be time to go to work. But this is the sacrifice I make for you. So know that I love you guys. And
Fox, I hope you love the video.
Fox, we gave you a major shout out in the credits. A huge shout out in the credits.
I think you're gonna honestly love the official episode 1. You get to see firsthand before anybody else, because you're the Patreon.
And see, that's amazing, because Fox is our only Patreon right now, so Fox is literally the only person that gets to see it this early.
5 days ahead.
5 days earlier than everyone else. And I know I said it was going to be 3, but it was a decision that was made because we just posted a trailer yesterday. So because we just had that trailer come up yesterday, the executive decision throughout everybody was that it would be posted 5 days from now.
Yeah.
Which isn't too long to wait. And like I said, you guys did just get a nice teaser trailer. It was only 30 seconds, but it was a good teaser trailer. And everyone really seemed to love it. There was a lot of positive feedback there, so it made me really happy.
They seemed to really like the new character, so that was a plus.
But I think the first episode is gonna blow some people's minds.
Yeah.
Because I think that even with just one big twist that happens in the first episode that nobody is gonna expect, it's gonna kind of like at least give you guys a jumping off point as to what kind of to expect from the series.
I think we ourselves didn't even expect it to come out the way it did. Like, we were on the edge of our seats, like, oh my god, that looks awesome!
Yeah.
And it was just like intense. Like, we were all on the edge of our seats watching the video we just made. Like, we hadn't seen it. It was quite exhilarating.
I think I've watched it like 3 times already.
Yeah,
I'm probably gonna watch it another time before I go to bed. I love the music we put in there. Like, there's some really good music. Fucking, oh man. And like some of the transitions like into certain things are really like I'm really happy with the way they came out. I almost wish we had a better quality as far as like the recording goes, because I feel like, in all honesty, I will agree with you on that. I feel like our biggest crutch, at least with this video, was the constraints of our camera.
Yeah.
The fact that it's not a super high resolution camera, and it doesn't record at a super great quality. But at the same time, I think that we really made it work with what we had. And that's what makes me really happy.
And it takes, an extra hour, maybe a little bit more, to find the proper music that we want to add into
it took probably about 30 minutes to get the music in, like to find the music and like put it in and then figure out where we were going to put it. And that's after we spent about 45 to an hour putting the clips together in the right order and rearranging stuff and adjusting things so that they came out right and cutting out bloopers that were recorded into the actual footage. You know, I mean, there was quite a bit there that took some time. But in all honesty, the recording was the longest part, and I'm happy about that. I'm happy that we spent so much time recording so many different scenes, so many different times, so that we could kind of try our best to bring it to life with what we had.
Yeah,
And
we probably had an easy 20 minutes of scenes, but it was multiple of the same exact scene over and over again.
Because of bloopers.
Because of bloopers and mess ups and screw ups and
I would honestly say there's
impressions.
probably about an hour's worth of recording there, at least.
Yeah.
And I could safely say that because you have to figure we were recording since 9 o'clock. We didn't finish till about 12:45. There were a couple breaks in there, but there was so much footage that we had to siphon through.
Yeah,
We need to end this. We're at 45 minutes.
Yeah.
We just keep talking, and I like that though. Like it goes to show, like we have that. There's that drive there, you know. And
we started it at like 9:15, 9:20, so that's like a good.
We started
4
it.
hours.
Yeah, 4 hours. 4 hours we were recording, and like I said, there were a couple little breaks in there, but it wasn't.
10, 15-minute breaks.
Yeah, like we sat down for a few minutes. We ate. You know, we sat down for a couple minutes and we're like, okay, I think this scene would look better if we did it this way. You know, we stopped and looked at it on the camera. We're like, all right, let's try this instead of this, and. We are going to end the live stream, though. Thank you all very much for watching. If you're watching this on YouTube after we've posted it, I'm sorry you missed us live. We just finished recording and like getting everything ready and posting it.
5 to 10 hour stream tomorrow. World of Warcraft. It's on. Doesn't matter. It's
will
on.
not say 5 to 10 hours, but there will be a World of Warcraft stream tomorrow. And if you guys want to jump in and you want to talk about ghouls, that's fine. But again, I cannot reveal anything about the show. I can tell you when it's coming out now that the episode is ready to go and it has a release date. I can tell you when it's coming out. I can't tell you who's in it. I can't tell you who's going to die. I can't tell you what's going to happen. You have to figure that out when it comes out.
Carrie gets a new monitor tomorrow. Yay!
Oh yeah, your new computer monitor comes in today.
Yes, today, actually. Because it's 3 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and end the stream. Thank you guys very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. And we'll see you in the next podcast, or we'll see you in the first episode of Ghouls, if you guys are checking it out on Patreon. Or on the 11th, but we'll see you on the podcast before that. Bye, guys!